Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm actually really glad that you're here with me right now. I need you. I need you. I really do. I need your ears. That's all I need for this video. I just need your ears. That's it. But before I grab your ears, I just want to throw this out there to all you newcomers. If this is the first time you've ever seen my face, do me a massive favor. Click the subscribe button. Join this little family we got going on here and enjoy the content that I've created so far and get ready for things to come in the future. So go ahead, click the subscribe button, and yeah, I would greatly appreciate it. All right. Okay, well, after I just asked that, this is going to sound a little crazy, but now here comes the me needing your ears part. All right, this video is not one, it's really not one that I've been wanting to make. I've tried to make it several times now. The message that I was trying to get out there wasn't coming across like I wanted, and I just deleted them all. Okay, so I'm trying this again. So if you're seeing this, then I was somewhat happy with the results. But so before I start talking about all this stuff that I want to talk about, I need you to know that I'm not one to complain about my personal life or be a downer or any of that kind of stuff. So it's important to know that, okay? I'm very happy with my life most of the time. I feel like I have a very nice life. So there's that. But right now, things are incredibly weird. Okay? And like I said, I try to keep my personal life off of YouTube, but I don't really talk to that many actual people, so you are the people that I'm going to vent to. You are the ones that I'm going to talk to, basically. That's what this is, okay? So I just, I'm just talking to you, okay? But let's get into the issues. Number one, there's going to be probably a break in videos, and I'll get into that in just a second, because there's many different factors as to why that is. But number one, I have several videos that I've already filmed and edited, and all they need is to be published. But for whatever reason, they will not publish to YouTube. I don't know what the issue is. It makes no sense to me. I don't know. And the files are too large for me to send them to another device or whatever. So they're stuck being on my iPhone that I use to typically record. I'm recording on my iPad right now, hoping that you'll be able to see this video. So, yay. But yeah, I got 3 awesome videos that I worked really hard on my iPhone that just won't upload. They're all like less than 11 minutes. They got, a decent amount of editing. They're funny, and I worked really hard on them. But I go to post them on YouTube, and they go nowhere. They will stay uploading for days. I will have to take my phone on and off the charger, just praying that something changes, because I really want to get them out there. At this point, I'll leave my phone on the charger for 2 weeks if I know that you guys were gonna see the videos. But even if I do that, I come back and then it says like the upload was canceled, which it wasn't. It wasn't canceled. It just basically failed. It'll get to a point where it's like hours left, 48, and it's already been on the charger for 3 days. So it's like, what do I do? So I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't know what the issue is with that, but so there's 3 videos that I may or may never be able to post. Sucks. I might have to take the loss on that. So there's one issue. My next issue, okay? And this is the one that sucks the most. So, my mother, who is like, she is who I depend on most for childcare, because whenever we were having our first kid, my mom begged to be the babysitter. That's all she ever wanted to do. Because, due to other, family related issues, she never really got to babysit the other kids. So she wanted to be basically the primary babysitter, which we happily obliged. She didn't want to be paid. Perfect. You want to watch kids? Perfect. That's awesome. That's great. We love that. So, yeah. Well, then it got to a point where, other people who originally had offered to babysit no longer want to do that, or they're not suitable to babysit for addiction reasons. That's all I'm going to say. Addiction reasons, maybe. Living life a little irresponsibly, so it's kind of hard to kind of leave your kids in their care. So, my the amount of people that I have left in my family who I can trust to babysit are dwindling down, right? So, whenever my mom is not able to babysit, it's like I end up having to take time off of work. I just take a vacation day, or I use, a point. I take a point, because we have a point system where I work. So, yeah, so there's that. And childcare right now, babysitter, or not babysitter, I guess like daycare or whatever. There's only a couple in my neck of the woods, and, I'm still checking into that. One of them, I'm kind of not hearing such great things right now. And the other one is it's not it's overpriced, right? It's very overpriced, and it just kind of, so we're just weighing options at this point, for the reason being that my mother, once again, like I said, is the primary care. She's the primary babysitter of my kids. My wife works 3 days a week. I work like 5 to 6. So 3 days a week, my mom babysits the kids. My wife works, and this was planned out a long time ago. Whenever my wife took her job, they agreed. My mom's like, I'll do 3 days, a week. That's, that way I could at least have 2 to, do whatever I want and have the weekends. And so it worked out really good. It worked out great. And, yeah, well, then all of a sudden my mother became ill. And I mean, she right now is not doing that great. She originally, about a week ago now, she had texted me. It was on a Friday, actually. It was on a Friday. She had texted me on a Friday, and because I go into work early, and my wife, she doesn't clock in at like until 9. So she texted me. I clocked in at like 4 a.m. this day, and she texted me at like 6 something, telling me that she's not feeling good and that she can't make it to babysit the kids. So, and that's happened before, and that's one of those things where it's like you kind of have to just eat it, and you're like, okay, I'm clocking out, I'll be home shortly, and, it just is what it is. I just chalk it up to it being life. That's kind of how I've been looking at it. But, she texts me that, and I'm like, I don't think nothing of it. I'm like, okay, she doesn't feel good. That sucks, man. I hope you feel better. Please feel better. And, I end up leaving work a little later, so my wife can make her job. And I'd say probably about 4 p.m., I get, somebody's knocking at the door. I thought it was my wife. She done got off work and she's got her hands full. She just needs me to unlock the door. I unlock the door. It's my stepdad. And, he informed me that my mom had been in the hospital basically the entire day, confused. And they're suspecting bacterial meningitis, which is never anything you want to hear. Meningitis, in any circumstance, is something you want to hear. Obviously, that took me by surprise, had me worried, and they started her on some antibiotics, and probably about a day later, she starts coming to. She gets less confused. She even calls me. She calls me and says, "I'm sorry I couldn't make it, and that you had to take a point." Also, I'm like, "It's fine, ain't no big deal. Please get better, okay? Please get better." And she even's like, "Hey, take the kids over to my house and let them swim in the pool, and keep the pool stirred up, whatever." I don't know. She's just like, keep the pool going, whatever. Take the kids, go swim in the pool. I'm like, that's what you want? She's like, "Yeah, because I'm not gonna be able to get in it for a couple of days anyway." I'm like, "All right, cool, whatever." So pack the kids, we go swimming for the day. The next day rolls around, and my stepfather, he calls me, because like I said, she was still in the hospital being treated for this, and things had started going downhill. She got worse. She went back out of it, got loopy, confused, and essentially stopped. She stopped responding and talking in general, and so they started doing. They did another spinal tap to try and do tests on the spinal fluid and that kind of stuff. And so far, unfortunately to say, she's had a total of, tomorrow, she's going to have another lumbar puncture for another test, and that's going to be her third. That's going to be her third. So things are not looking that good. She, like I said, at first they suspected bacterial meningitis, which you can recover from. There's other different variants of meningitis. It just kind of, depends on what you have going on. And so far they haven't been able to pinpoint anything. So they know it's a type of meningitis at this point, but they don't know what's causing it, and that's the problem for the doctors, is they're having a hard time pinpointing what's exactly going on, what's the cause of it, and how to treat it, basically. Now that I've made you aware of that, you would think, okay, well, no big deal, right? Well, it's obviously that's not what I meant. That's a big deal, right, for anybody. But the other day, right, my car has been on its last leg for a little bit, and I had known about it, but I was kind of waiting till last minute to get another one, because I'm like, I'm just gonna, like, when it finally dies, I'll go and we'll start car shopping and whatever else, because I was not expecting any of this. Well, just the other day, my car up and died. It won't hold compression, so it won't stay running. It's about to sling a rod. There's other, it's had issues for a very long time. I bought it very cheap, and I knew basically what what I was getting myself into. Um, it was kind of one of those things that I bought it knowing that eventually it was going to die, and I was going to have to replace it anyway. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. But unfortunately now that my mother and my main source of childcare is in the hospital, I have one vehicle, so I can't. if my wife is at work, I can't even go visit her, and that's an issue. I have with all this, that when I'm able to actually go and see her, it's not like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go car shopping now, because there's no time for it. There's absolutely no time for it, unfortunately. So, and I kind of screwed myself on that one, because I should have just bit the bullet and got a new car whenever I had whenever I had more time, which I didn't have a lot of time to begin with, but now I have like negative time, if that's a thing. Anyway, what I'm getting at is things suck right now. Things are very bad. And that's why videos are going to be probably slowing down to nothing for a little bit. And I hate that. I hate that so much. And it's obviously family comes first, right? Family comes first over everything, and that's exactly what I'm doing. But I've also worked really hard on this channel and try to hit that 1,000 goal. But depending on how long she's in the hospital and how long I have to be off work until I can figure out the childcare situation, the channel's going to take a big hit, and that's sad to me, right? It's obviously more sad that my mom is sick, but I'm just letting you know that I'm disappointed that I have to basically take a break from doing videos. But it's something that has to be done. And that sucks, but obviously I need my mom to improve. I need to find some time to go car shopping, because doing it online does nothing. I could be looking at cars right now, but for all I know, I could be buying a lemon online, and that's not what I want to do. I'm not an online car shopper. I'll look at cars online, but not to like buy, So you got to physically be there to buy a vehicle. That's rule number one. You gotta. I mean, you just got to be there to buy a vehicle. You can't just. If you buy one online, it's such a huge risk. It's such a huge risk because people suck. They might be selling you a car with no motor, and then you're like, well, I never said it had or that it didn't have a motor. Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm exhausted, so this is probably going nowhere, and that's exactly why I've had to re-record this video several times. But that's where we're standing right now. This video is almost 20 fucking minutes long. That's crazy. I need to wrap this up. All right, so just to recap, I'm having to take time off work because I don't have childcare right now. My car blew up. I have nowhere. I have one car at the moment. And my mother is very sick in the hospital. So that's where we stand. Life is testing me right now, boy. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. But that's all I got for you right now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.